Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Lead the Way with Dr. John. I'm excited to just hear the review from people. People are being blessed, and I'm looking forward to bring you more episodes that we can just learn together and grow together. We've been looking in the last episode on how do I know who to pick as staff, and we looked at four important headings: character, competence, chemistry, and culture as a foundation. We talked in the last episode about character. This episode, I want to talk about competence. If you want to pick somebody to work with you, you need to look for character, yes, but you also need to look for competence. Competence is something very vital. Does the person know what he's supposed to do? Does he know about the subject? Or at least, does he have the ability to grasp, to pick up, to train, to learn quickly, so that he has a competent spirit, an ability in him to learn in that zone quickly so that he can come in and fill that space to be a competent person. Competence alone does not make a leader, though competence does add to a leader's value. Competence alone doesn't make a leader, but incompetence can surely be the undoing of a leader. You can have an incompetent leader and you can be assured, or you can be an incompetent leader, you can be assured people are walking out. They're going to walk out from that place. If you don't have character, if you don't have competence, it can undo your entire ministry. There are a lot of highly skilled people, and they wonder, why don't people work with us? Why don't people want to be part of what we're doing? And partly it has to do with character, partly it has to do with competence. So competence will always will keep taking you up in leadership in your zone. The more competent you are, the more people want to hear from you. The more they want to know, hey, how does this guy do it? Or what can I learn from this person? They want to hang around you. They want to know more about your zone. There are different people who are competent in different aspects in your company or in your ministry. And you want to hang around with people that have competence in the zone that you want to grow up in. So how do I know? Are you a competent person? Let me ask you a few questions just to know whether we are competent or not. Are you good at what you do? Do people know you for that? Are you good at what you do? Are you the go-to man or the point of reference to people want to ask? If you're in media, do they want to ask you about media? If you're in, you're lecturing on a topic, do they want to ask you? Are you good at what you do? Do you train to improve what you're already good at? A competent person is constantly training to gather more, learn more, add more information. Do you train to improve what you're good at? Then, do you evaluate where you stand? A lot of people may be competent but be too afraid to evaluate where they stand. I will never know how good I am unless I compare myself with someone far better than me. A lot of people being afraid to be evaluated, they rather hang around with people that don't know anybody and be considered somebody good, rather than hang around with people of greater competence, greater character, and they find out there's so much more. So do you evaluate where you stand? That means, have you ever asked your team, what do you think about my competence? What do you think about where I stand? Have you asked your bosses? Have you asked some of your followers? Evaluation will really help your competence. Do you ask others for advice? A competent person is willing to ask others, hey, can you tell me something more about this? What do you think about this? A competent person is not afraid to ask others for advice. Number 5, are you willing to improvise? A competent person, when he hits a roadblock, he's constantly looking for new ways. He doesn't think it's my way or the highway. A competent person is always asking, what can I do to improvise? How can I come up with something better? How can I come up with a better system, a better process, a better idea, So competent person is not just taking orders. There are some people that work in an organization, they simply say, tell me what to do, I will do it. Hey, nobody wants to work under someone like that. They want to work under someone who's competent, who knows how to improvise. Number 6, a competent person wants to learn and change into new ways that he's just found out. He wants to learn and change. He's not stuck with his own system. Number 7, if you are competent, the question to ask is, do I listen to what others are saying? Am I constantly paying attention to what others are saying? Because there may be something in what they say that will add on to the wealth of knowledge, or maybe the solution, the missing key to a challenge that I'm facing right now. Am I listening keenly to what others are saying? If you're a competent person, are you keeping deadlines? Are you working with deadlines? You're keeping with deadlines? Do you deliver on time? Can you be trusted to deliver on time? If you are a competent person, number 9, does your company want to retain you? There are some people your company wants to lay off. There are other people the company wants to retain. So if you're a competent person, just ask the question, am I wanted here or are they looking? Going to show me the door. Number 10, are you training and to learn a new area of competence? Some competent people, they say, well, this is my zone, this is all I want to learn. And while other competent people are constantly learning new areas to retrain. So knowing what to do is very vital. You need to know your strengths and your weaknesses, because if you know your strength and your competence, you will know whom to hire, because you need to staff your weaknesses. If there is a zone of weakness, you need to pick people that are going to stand in that zone who are good at that. Don't just pick people that are like you. Pick people that have different competences so they can staff your weakness. That's going to challenge your leadership, because they're going to ask a few questions about some of the things, the way you're doing. So if you know your competence, you will know who else to pick. Surround yourself with people that have different skills. Character. Your character is going to actually help your competence. Your character is going to drive you to a higher level of competence. It's going to challenge you to a higher level of competence. So in closing, what does competence do for you? It does the same things that character does for you. Remember a few things we saw what character does. It creates trust, creates respect, it creates demand and skill, it creates excellence, it creates a model, and it helps you leave a legacy. But there is one thing competence cannot do what character can. Competence cannot train you to love people. Character does. The difference, a highly competent a person can be driving his competence from his own lust, his insecurity, his fears, the wanting to be on top. But that's where character comes in. It changes the focus from what you want to what can I give others. It changes the focus from lust to love. So there we go. Character again, the foundation for your competence. Build your competence on the foundation of your character. So we looked at competence, we looked at character, more coming in the coming weeks. Have a great week. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tell others about it. Keep growing. Have a great week as we're learning with Lead the Way with Dr. John.